Namaskar. Welcome to a very special episode of HW Exclusive. HW News did a study to understand the mandate 2019. And more interestingly, what we did is we used a brand new technique of consumer behavior study called the people belief. It's a brand new technique which actually analyzes consumer behavioral change, and we found this tool to be apt to understand what people think about the government and what are they thinking about in 2019. So a brand new research with a brand new research tool. So we'll take you through what people believe is as we go through the research, but I'll give you the rigor. I'll tell you what the sample size and so on and so forth was. So we covered 6 metros in this research. We covered 14 cities. We covered 300 villages, and we covered close to 7,000 odd people in this research. Now, 42% of the 7,000 odd people were females and 58% were males. So that's the sample size, and the age group was from 18 to 55. So you had a lot of first-time voters in the sample survey. Now let's move on to what people said, or as they say, what people believed. The first question we asked our respondent is, who did you vote for in 2014? And 82% of our respondents said that they voted for BJP. 18% of our respondent says they voted for others. Others include Congress and other parties, but so we are just keeping it under others. So 82% said they voted for BJP and 18% said they voted for Congress. The next question that we asked them, which is an interesting question, is, are you satisfied with Modi's performance? 32% said yes, they are satisfied with Modi's performance, but 68% said not really. They are not all that satisfied with Modi's performance. Okay, let's go to the next aspect of our research, and that is, who would they vote for in 2019? The answer was BJP 60%, Indian National Congress 16%, and others 24%. So with whether they liked Modi or they don't like Modi, the chances are people were gearing up to vote back BJP. They want 60% of people wanted to vote BJP back. So that was a very interesting aspect. We have gone a little more into depth on this particular issue, but that for later. So let's go for the vote prediction. In 2014, 82% of our respondents had voted for BJP and got BJP 282 seats. In 2019, 60% of our respondents are still voting for BJP. So if you do a cross multiplication, you will figure out that if 82% fetched BJP 282 seats, 60% could fetch BJP 203 seats. So we are predicting 203 seats, and on the basis of the research, on basis of the study. Okay, so 203 seats is what BJP could expect in 2019 elections if something doesn't change drastically in the current scenario. Now, like we said before, a very interesting factor that we need to point out here is, though people are not really that happy with Modi's performance, he still has a 32% yes ratio, but still is not happy with Modi's performance, yet people are voting in. People are voting in for BJP. Like we said, we will get into the details a little later. The next section of our study is, does Modi wave exist? In a lot of my debates with a lot of Congress and BJP leaders, a lot of my debates, this entire thing about does Modi wave exist or not was something that was always debated, always questioned, always rebooted, so on and so forth. So somewhere down the line, we wanted to actually figuratively, through research, through study, figure out whether Modi wave still exists. So we wanted to actually put a figure to that. So we asked our respondent, did you vote for BJP because of Modi in 2014? 82% of people said we voted for BJP because of Modi in 2014. 82% people. So a lot of people who said, no, the vote was not so much so for Modi, it was for anti-Congress and all, actually is not true. A lot of people voted for BJP because they found Modi to be a very enterprising leader. They wanted to vote for Modi, therefore they voted for BJP. So more than an anti-incumbency on Congress, there was a lot of people who voted for Modi in 2014. So that's one thing. The second thing is we also asked people, will you be voting for BJP because of Modi in 2019? And lo and behold, 41% said yes, 59% said no, we will vote for BJP. So this time around, people are not really voting for BJP because it is Modi run BJP. People are voting for BJP because they felt, okay, that's a better government, or possibly there is a lack of a choice of governance. Therefore, they are voting for BJP. So it is not really because of Modi. So what are we concluding? We are concluding that Modi wave, if it was 82% in 2014, it has come down by 42% in 2019. Modi wave has come down. Figuratively, we can say that Modi wave is almost half of what it was in 2014. If things stands the way it is today, Modi wave is cut down by half. So Modi wave may not exist, and if it does, it is just half of what it was in 2019. Then another interesting question that we wanted to find answers to is, if Modi is not what he was, if Modi wave doesn't exist, if everybody is not happy with the way Modi is functioning, why are people voting for BJP? Why is 60% people, just 22% lesser than what it was in 2019, still voting for BJP? That was a very interesting question that we wanted to take answer for, and we got our answer. The answer was, when we asked people, are you voting for BJP because of lack of option? 59% of people, 60%, almost 60% of people told us yes, they were voting for BJP because of a lack of option. And 41% said no, we wanted to vote for BJP, we want to vote for BJP, therefore we are voting for BJP. So 60% of the people are voting for BJP because they lack options. Now let us come to a very interesting question. We realized from our study that BJP, if things stands the way it is today, is not going to get 283 seats. They may get not more than 203 seats. 200 to 203 seats. Now, if they're getting 203 seats, then possibly they would require NDA to help them form the government. They cannot form the government on their own like they did in 2014. So if NDA has to form the government, and under the current circumstances and the current political scenario, if they have a problem, most of the NDA partners like Shiva Sena or like TDP seems to have problem with Narendra Modi. So if they have a problem with Narendra Modi, we asked people, who do you think can be a second option to Narendra Modi in BJP? And the answer is very interesting. The first is Nitin Gadkari. 55% said that Nitin Gadkari would prove to be a very good Prime Minister of NDA. 40% said Sushma Swaraj would be an ideal Prime Ministerial candidate for NDA. 4% said that Rajnath. This surprised me too, because I thought a lot of people from North should be hooting for Rajnath Singh, but 4% said that Rajnath Singh could be as a Prime Ministerial candidate for NDA, and 1%, and only 1% said that LK Advani could be the ideal candidate for NDA. And surprisingly, nobody spoke about Yashwant Sinha. Nobody in our research, not 1% in 7,000 people in our research spoke about Yashwant Sinha. Surprising. So anyway, but that's that. And the fact is, a lot of people during our group discussion, so we had two sets of, we had research, we have qualitative research, and we have quantitative research. So in our qualitative research, we had group discussions. In group discussions, we realized a lot of people did feel a lot of reverence for LK Advani, but they felt he is too old, so he was not considered for the Prime Ministerial post. But that said, his name was figured. 1% people did still speak about him, but all the same, Nitin Gadkari, Sushma Swaraj, Rajnath Singh were the three candidates that were thrown up as options for Mr. Narendra Modi, Nitin Gadkari being the number one option for Mr. Narendra Modi. So that was the other faces that people considered as a Prime Ministerial candidate for NDA. So here we are. So that's the end of first section. The first section we spoke about BJP. The BJP has a clear choice in India currently, if circumstances remains the same. Clear choice being BJP. 60% people even today wants to vote in for BJP. Almost 40% people still believe that Modi is the best choice as a Prime Ministerial candidate. So India, more so, does believe that Modi is the best choice for prime ministerial candidate. That was the second thing that came about. The third thing that came about in this research is, in this section of the research, is that, listen, people are voting for BJP, of course, because they felt BJP is a better choice, but also a bulk of people are voting for BJP because they felt that there was lack of a better option. So these are the three things. And the last thing, of course, Nitin Gadkari coming in as the strong second phase for BJP. Ironically, no mention of Yogi Adityanath. Ironically, no mention of even Amit Shah. Even Amit Shah did not come through as a prime ministerial phase in the research. There was, I mean, in fact, I think there were one or two people. There was a few names, a few people who mentioned Yogi Adityanath actually. Though it didn't come up to percentages, this thing, but they did. There was a number of people who mentioned Yogi Adityanath, but Amit Shah, no, nobody mentions Amit Shah as the next prime ministerial candidate. Interesting, nobody mentioned Amit Shah as the next prime ministerial candidate. Let us go to the next section and let us now look at this entire election 2019 from the second front, or the Congress and others perspective. Let's do that after a short break. Welcome back to our second section of Mandate 2019. Like I said, now let us look at this entire 2019 mandate from the eyes, or from the perspective of INC, Indian National Congress, and others. Just to rebrush, 40% of people wanted to vote out of BJP, 60% wanted to vote for BJP, and 40%, which is 16%, wanted to vote for Indian National Congress, and 24% wanted to vote for parties like the Bahujan Samaj Party, the Samajwadi Party, the TDP, so on and so forth. So regional parties and others were 24%. 16% for the INC. Now let us look at the 40% of the people who didn't want to vote for BJP. What did they feel and what was their insights? First thing is the regular question, who would be the prime ministerial candidate from the second front? Let's call this a second front because the number one candidate was Rahul Gandhi with 16%. The number two candidate was Sharad Pawar with 6%. Number three candidate was Mamata Banerjee with 3%. Now we have just record for 25, 27, 30% is because bulk of others were random names. There were a lot of names which were coming through. So the clear indication that there was no single leader that people perceived. So there was no single leader people perceived in the opposition. Probably that is their problem. So therefore, the three names that we are taking are the percentage of votes are 16%, 6% and 3%, which I think figuratively means 19 plus 25% people had actually, there was only bulk. Rest was 1%, 2%. You had Akhilesh Yadav, you had Mamata, you had Mayawati, so on and so forth. Lots of people, every regional party wanted to do their local guy a prime minister, but it didn't make sense. Now let us go further to another very important question. This important question, I'm sure the Congress and the others would want to know and understand. And the question is, if you get a better option, would you vote for that option? Which means currently I am voting for BJP, but if you get a better prime ministerial option with somebody else, would you then vote for that particular party? And the answer was 9% of people, 9% of the people who were supposed to vote for BJP said yes. 91% said no, but 9% of the people said yes, we will vote for another party if we get a good prime ministerial option from another party. Now what we really tried but failed because we didn't get a clear answer, because India didn't have a clear answer, is to figure out who that person could be who could actually create a strong opposition against the otherwise currently Jaggernaut Modi. Who would be that person who could create that strong opposition? Unfortunately, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, with all the 2014 cities we ventured, 300 villages we ventured, we couldn't identify, our respondents couldn't identify one clear face that could actually make a difference to Modi today, as on today, in 2018. And that one particular person who could make a face, who could create a difference, that one particular face who could create a difference for Modi could not be identified. We had names like Shashi Tharoor, we had names like Raghuram Rajan, we had names like Nandan Nilekani, we had names like, we had lots of names, but nobody again coming through as a clear indication of a face that could unite India and that could give a strong competition for Modi. So this one person who's still not identified, still not there in the paradigm, still not there in the platform, could make a difference to the 2019 mandate. Else it looks like a BJP game, and at the moment more or less it looks like a Modi game, but you never know, and that one person, if it is identified, could make a whole lot of difference in 2019 election. So this is what a basic roundup was for the 2019 election mandate. Do write to us with your comments, and in the section below, I would love to hear what you have to say about it. Namaskar.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.